what's going on? It's yours truly, A Dizzle, 98.5 KLUC. We are Las Vegas' #1 hit music station. That is a fact. My guy, Sue. No. My guy, B. No. Francis Fall. I'm messing with you.
He says Sue.
There's a Sue Surf resemblance, a little bit. And I mean, you in the gym right now. Your chest is a little puffy right now, so you might as well be on it.
You know what?
What? Go ahead.
I had some health issues, and the doctor put me on prednisone, so it made me gain weight.
Okay, wait. You look like Neek Physique for real right now.
But you know, it worked out in my favor though. So
okay.
It's like I'm way more solid.
Yeah, I mean, you could take some loud pictures out here on the one time. You know, you'd be good to go. So no, I can't call you Francis Fall. I can't do it. I know you as Sims, man.
It's okay.
Is that cool?
That's okay.
Okay, but the
wait, what they call you out here?
I mean, I still get the Drizzy reference. I still get the all type.
No, I'm saying I know you as AD. Is there anything else?
It's AD.
I should know you.
It's
okay.
AD. Well,
okay.
you being sarcastic right now?
No, I'm serious. I didn't know if you know.
Okay, but I do like the name. I like.
You know,
Francis
people move to new states and they try to like create a new identity. I didn't know if you was coming out here trying to do that.
No, I think
you know the dudes that like be lame in high school, then they go to college
what are you
and try to
what
start
are you trying
over.
to insinuate?
No, I'm just saying I didn't know if you was coming out here trying to.
No, I think you had. I do. I just talked about this with my guy Prodigy. I think you do. I think it's cool to reevaluate when you do move places, when you do move states or move to a different community. You don't have to become a different person, but you can regroup yourself. You can rebrand essentially.
Yeah, for sure.
If there was something that you was doing back here you didn't like or you wanted to switch up, I'm a totally different person than I was when I was 20. I was talking about some whole different shit than I am 27. If I was talking about the same shit, I would not be where I'm at.
That's true.
I don't know. You've moved around quite a bit. You moved from Cleveland to New York. Now you're in California.
Yeah.
You weren't the same person in each of those places.
No.
You probably had the same group of morals, I would say. But
yeah, definitely the same moral compass, but the way how I go about things.
Yeah.
Definitely changed.
So help me so guide me to the path, and we've talked about this before, but guide me through the path from B Sims to Francis Fall. Describe that, because that transpired through something in one of those moves.
Well, yeah, you know, my government name, my first initial is B, my last name is Sims, so
right.
That was always my nickname from everybody by default. I never gave myself that name. Everybody
that
was
just
always
school name.
That was high school, middle school, high school. That's what everybody knew me as.
Okay.
So when I started rapping, like I didn't come up with a rap name. I was just B Sims because everybody knew me as that. So when I was passing out mixtapes in school, they're like, "What's your rap name?" I was just writing B Sims on it. Like, here, just the B Sims tape. So that's how that happened. But you know, as I started to get more serious, it was time to graduate and go to college. I always thought I was gonna go to college, but it got to the point where I was taking music more serious than school.
Okay.
I was more serious about music than anything else. And I knew this was 2010. So at this time, like the internet wasn't really what it is now. Right. You know how you can just pop off at your house.
Twitter at that
point. It was Twitter. So like you still had to move to try to, get on in the music industry.
Right.
So when it was time for me to apply to college, I only applied to 2 colleges, and they both was in New York. One was Old Westbury.
Okay, I'm not even hip.
I didn't get in.
Okay.
And the second one was St. Francis College.
Right.
And I got in.
Got in.
Now, before I left to go, there was a competition with DTP, Disturbing the Peace. They came up to Akron, and I drove down there. And I did the like little preliminary rounds, and it was like, you made it to the finals. The finals is gonna be like a month out.
Okay.
But I left and I went off to school a few days later. So after like a month in school, I flew back for the finals for this competition.
Okay.
I ended up winning the competition.
Yes.
These A&Rs from DTP like, yo, we really like you. We want to fly you down to Atlanta. We want to introduce you to Luda. We really looking for new talent to sign. And at that point, my whole reason of going to New York was to try to chase a record deal.
Okay.
And it looked like I was about to get one.
And you didn't even have to be in New York for it.
So I went back to New York and I withdrew myself out of school.
And that was that.
And I went to Atlanta, and that's how I became Francis Fall, because I dropped out in the fall semester.
Is that when the name transpired, when you thought about it, or did that?
It didn't happen then. It was later on that I came up with that name.
Okay.
But I pinpoint that moment is when I put this shit over everything else. Okay. It's like when I fell out with my mother, like, dog, I put up all this money for you to go to a private college out of state. And you telling me you leaving after a month?
After only 1 month, 30 days.
For a pipe dream? Like, no. But to this day, that was the moment. And I was 18 and I knew it.
Okay.
That's when that's when the new wave of hip hop was coming in. Thank Me Later had just came out.
The bars were coming back.
Finally Famous Volume 3 is what I was listening to when I was moving into my dorm room. Okay. Like, that's what I was walking around going to class to. Finally Famous Volume 2, 2010. Okay. When I left, Friday Night Lights had just came out. Like, this,
that's what I was listening to at that
this time. Was that era. Big Crit was here.
Attention deficit.
This is, dog. And I'm hearing this shit like, oh, it's coming back. Yeah. This is my class. I belong with these niggas.
This is your time. Yeah.
This is not realizing, they was 5-6 years older than me.
They got some age on you. Yeah. But it was your genre of music, essentially. There's different types of rap. There's different that's your class of rap. I feel.
Yeah, and it's time periods. It's holds like it's windows, and I'm like, I gotta. Even at 18, I knew.
Right.
Like, we coming off Snap era, and like, oh shit, I gotta catch this window. I'm not about to sit up here for 4-5 years.
Facts.
And then try to figure it out.
Go for it.
Yeah.
So first of all, I think that story is dope. It's dope as hell. The way that you transition the name from Sims to Francis Fall, I like that. There's real meaning behind it. So I think that's dope. I also think that you've had stupid amount of talent for years, and I've been a fan since I knew who you were back when Sad was playing me Porter Rich records, Get Your Grands Up, and stuff like that. Well, because I'm a sucker for like wordplay and for like real wordplay, not like, oh, you just rhyme some cool words together. Like, you really flip some words. Like, to me, Wale is the wordplay guy.
Yeah. Who doesn't get enough credit?
Yeah, facts. No, not at all. I mean, he could be in anyone's top 5. He could be anyone's number 1 for all I care.
Yeah.
He's really a spitter. I think you embody that same way of spitting, which I respect. You also are a producer, and you also make beats. So I think there's a craft to that, and not every rapper or artist can do that. I would put you in that Cole realm. Cole can make a beat that he wants to rap on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still produce it all?
I didn't for a long time, and now I'm getting back into it.
Why you take time off? Because you have it.
Because it got to a point where I kind of feel like where I was going sonically, I missed the wave.
Okay.
All right, let me put it in perspective for you. Misled, the last official project I put out, was in 2013. But I made it in 2012.
Okay.
The basis of that project, it was November 2011. I was listening to Take Care for the first time in the basement. I was listening to Take Care, and the song Cameras came on. And it had a John B sample. Okay. Yes. It was an R&B sample, and it had 808s on it. And I was like, I said to myself, like, that sound is some shit that I ain't never heard before.
Right.
I am about to take that sound and run with it.
Yes.
And that's when I made the song Gotta Know.
Okay.
With a Music Soul Child sample.
Yes.
And I put 808s on it.
Right.
Now, wait, hold on. Let me back up a little bit. I was working on a project called Dazed and Confused with DJ Green Lantern.
I remember that. I remember this.
And I put that Gotta Know song on that project.
Right.
And I went up to New York or whatever. I was on a radio show with him. And he was just spinning that song, on a Sirius XM or whatever. So when it was time to do the next project, I'm like, that song, that sound was special because he told me so.
Right.
So I built the next project around that song. Okay. And I put Dizzy Wright, Vegas Is On,
yes, I remember this.
On the remix.
Right.
So Misled, the project I was working on, was all built around that sound. So it all had that sound.
Right.
This came out in 2013. This is documented. It came out. It did okay. It did pretty well. The most of any of my projects have done.
Right.
Ashley Outrageous write up. Like back then, like that was a big deal.
No clout.
It has. It had a little bit of weight behind it. Yes. And this is 2013, and my mother got sick, so I stepped away from music for a while. To caretake for her. Fast forward 2015. Bryson Tiller hits.
Okay.
Trap Soul, that sound from Misled.
That's the same.
That is the same sound.
Okay.
So now what you hear from all like the R&B, that sound that's popping now is the sound that I made in 2012. I didn't create it, but I heard it on cameras.
Right.
And I maximized it. So what I'm saying is I kind of feel like I missed the window on that. I missed the wave because now when it's 2017 and it's time to go back and make new beats again, if I go with that sound, they can be like, oh, you sound like everybody else. When I'm like,
I see what you're saying.
I can't say no. I made this sound 4 years ago. They're gonna be like, nigga, you're lying.
But if you have,
or you're biting. You know what I'm saying? And
people are gonna talk regardless. But if people know you and know what your resume is like, then they already know. So forget the people that don't know.
But honestly, it's not even about what people say. It's the fact that I knew that I was ahead of the curve.
Right.
I knew what was coming next. So why would I double back and do what's being done now?
So are you trying to reach for what you think is next now?
Yes.
But if people like the sound that is currently and that you already have dabbled in, why not still give it to them if they like it and it can entertain success? Because and then you can do the future sounds as well. Because
I'm not an artist that's here to play to what's going on. I'm trying to be an artist that pushes the needle.
Okay.
So I might have been too early on that one.
Right.
But the next one,
okay,
I'm gonna catch it.
So you're not done producing forever.
No.
Okay.
I just, like when you produce, like you kind of get stuck in your ways.
Right.
With a sound, like
Shout
out to Sav. But you get used to a certain sound, a certain groove, shit. The same instruments you will use, like you know how producers have their own sound. Crit album just came out. He has his certain sound.
Like Manny Fresh got them.
Yeah. So like when I was producing for a long time, that sound was my sound.
Okay.
So when I'm getting back into producing, I have to stop myself from going back to that.
Okay.
Because the first thing I want to do is go find a 90 sample.
Okay.
And put 808s on it.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at that. There's people that will love that though, that are from the 90s like myself that would eat that up. So I get what you're saying. I get it, but it could still hit. It could still hit nonetheless. You just done with it.
I'm not completely done with it. I mean, the stuff that I'm working on now, it has a few of those tracks. It has some of those elements in it.
Okay.
Excuse me, but I just want to do so much more.
Facts.
Like hip hop is a good balance, but I still don't feel like it's an equal balance.
Okay.
It's a lot of trap, and then it's some good shit, some good feel good shit over here, but I don't feel like it's enough of that. And that sound that's left ain't really been developed yet on a high enough level.
I follow.
So I want to, do some shit that's good enough to even the playing field. When you go to, as good as the other shit feels, when you go out, all you hear is the trap. True. If you go to the club, all you hear is the trap.
You got to go to it. You got to go to a venue that caters to what you want to hear. If I want to hear some Cole, I might have to go to a lounge. I'm not
even talking about like that aspect, because I have that too. But it's like bounce. All hip hop music that bounce doesn't have to be trap music.
True.
That Gold Link Crew song is so refreshing.
It is. It's very
because
refreshing.
It's bounce, but it's not trap.
Right.
So
and you can put Gucci on it, and it's still alright.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, let's develop that more.
Okay. I like
let's bounce. We don't gotta do the same. You know what I'm saying?
I'll follow. Yeah. Okay.
Like that. I guess you can call that a subgenre of hip hop, but I want to build that up. That sound.
It's like snap music, trap music. It's like they're two.
Yeah.
Facts. It's a subgenre for sure. I want to take it back real quick to your time in New York. For me, just as like 2010, I remember purchasing a couple beats off of you back then.
You bought some beats from me?
Yeah, I spent $75 with you one time. I got 3 beats. This is 2010. I don't want to put your prices out there, nothing like that. But and I probably got the homie discount as well. But
yeah, you for sure did.
For me, I was such a fan of you being in New York because I knew your style of music, and your style of music catered to my ear because that's what I like to listen to. So I loved you. I remember when you were at St. Francis, just from whatever Facebook and Twitter and Sav and Neek, obviously, just that connection. And I was such a fan of you being there because I feel like your music it comes from the heart of what New York hip hop is about. Just want to hit it. This was random. I just was a fan of you being in New York. So that was for me. You in New York was beautiful. It was a beautiful like match made in heaven. That's what
it was that for me too. I always knew I was gonna live in New York.
Right.
Because my mother is from New York.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
My mother's from the Bronx. My father's from Cleveland.
Okay.
And my mother moved to Cleveland when she was 16, 17 and met my father.
Wow.
So like when I was growing up, I used to always go to New York to see her family.
Okay.
So like Thanksgiving, summers.
Yes. You was getting essence at an early age.
Yes, dude, I can't tell you how many times I've been to New York.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and I loved it. I was just like, man, when I get 18, I'm gonna move to New York.
I gotta be here sometime.
Yeah.
Facts. Now, what made you go to Cali? Because now you're on the opposite side of the spectrum, opposite side of the nation.
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
Like, it's just the nomad in me.
You're a free soul, free spirit.
Like I've been to Cali, and I'm just like, man, what would living out there be like? Okay. What would it like? Because being from Cleveland, being from Middle America, people in Cali, they always be like, why'd you move here? And I just be like,
they say that.
They say that. Wow. They are like,
if they only lived in Cleveland, Ohio.
People in these big cities are so spoiled.
Yes.
These people in New York and LA and Miami, you don't know how good you got it. Like,
it's a melting pot.
A melting pot is a place of prosperity. Like you have, you know what I'm saying? Like they just don't understand that where we from, California is a distant place on TV.
Yeah, it's
like,
a treasure island.
Yeah. Every movie you watch is New York, it's LA, and
so are you enjoying it?
I like LA. I'm not in love with it.
Okay.
I like it though.
Do you foresee yourself going back to New York at some point?
New York? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I know that when I get things to where I want them to be, I definitely see myself going back to Cleveland.
Okay.
Not full time, but just to spend more time there.
Facts.
But I need to finish paying my dues and put the work in.
Do you feel that it's imperative for someone to leave their hometown and get a taste of something else? Do
you mean as artists or as normal human beings?
Both.
As normal,
as a whole, yeah, general.
In general, yes, just for a little bit. I feel like people get so stuck in the everyday routines of their hometown,
right?
That they don't really know that it's much more out there. So I feel like you should live outside of your hometown for a little bit. And I'll say this:
if you don't like it, you can always come back.
That's the thing. Even, dude, when I moved to Cali, I didn't have a lot of money.
Facts.
And I was like, if I fall flat on my face, I'll just come right back, and I'll be right back where I started.
Good to go.
But I visit home pretty often.
Right.
And when I go home, I'll go home for like a 4-day stretch. And it's so crazy because I never realized the routine that I used to be in every single day until I go home. Because every time I go home, I do the same thing that I used to do every day when I lived there.
Okay.
So, like if I'm there for 3 days, I'm going to go to West 6 and hit the bars. I'm going to go to the Flats. I'm going to book a studio session with Sav. We going to split the time in half. I'm going to go to B&M's. I'm going to get a Polish boy. I'm going to get a corned beef sandwich. We might go out to Akron, to the Valley, to the bars.
Okay.
I'm going to go see my sister. I'm going to cook dinner with my mother. I'm going to have a drink with my father. I'm going to stay out all night Thursday night, not go to sleep, and catch the 7 a.m. flight on Friday morning back to LA.
It's the same stuff every time.
Same stuff every time I go home.
Okay.
Why can I fit my whole life routine into 3 days?
Yeah, true.
That means when I was living at home, I was doing the same fucking thing
the entire
over
time.
And over for years and didn't even realize it. It took me to move across the country to realize.
To put it together.
Dog, everything you do, you can do it in 3 days.
Thanks.
Like, so I would say get out just a little bit.
Right.
Because you don't realize how much of a routine that you in.
That reads. Definitely reads. Now, I know you're working on music. What's the next one? Are we getting any new sounds from Francis Fall?
Of course.
In a reasonable amount of time, like in the next 3-4 months or in the next year. What's the plan musically?
100% within the next year.
Okay.
3-4 months, you'll definitely get some singles, some loose songs.
Okay.
But as far as a full blown project, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I have it.
Yeah.
It just got to make sense.
How many songs you got in the vault right now that have never been heard?
Never been heard.
Yeah. From like
finished
from the masses. No, maybe not finished. They don't gotta. I don't know.
That have never been heard. I'm like 40.
Okay. And you multiply that by 3, that's like 120.
Where's the 3 come from?
They say that if you ask a girl how many dudes that she slept with, you always multiply it by 3. So if she says 3, it's 9. So you guys, I'm just applying the same.
No, that's kind of true.
Okay.
That's kind of true. I say 40 because if I count, it's a lot of like just loose ideas.
Got you.
Like I got a beat with a hook.
Okay.
I'm not counting those.
Okay.
Or if this got one verse, I'm not counting that. But like songs that I have like just sitting there, yeah, it's like 40.
Okay. I'm eager to hear all 40 of them. Please put some shit out. Please.
And that's my problem. Because once you get past a certain point, I'll be feeling like, I always feel like more polished than what I was at a certain time. So if I haven't officially put music out in such a long time that I have songs from 2016, but I'll never put them out because I feel like I'm way more polished in 2017. So why would I give you that?
I go back and forth with this with Sav all the time because he's got records that have never been heard from a year or two ago, or maybe even like 8 months ago. And I'm like, oh, those records are hard. They need to be out. He's like, well, I need to redo the verse, or like, no, it's never coming out. And I'm like, I get it, but you got to understand, these individuals have never heard the record. It's old to you, but it's brand new to everybody else.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's tough.
And you know what? What's my dude that be motivating everybody
Gary
on IG? Gary V. I seen something when he was talking to an artist. I forget what artist it was. But he was just talking about releasing music, and I think the question was posed: is it quantity or quality?
Because Gucci used to put out music, and I'm cool on Gucci music for real. But he used to put out whatever was recorded.
Yeah,
I feel like it didn't matter.
People tell me that all the time. You need to put all your songs out. And when they asked Gary V, is it quality over quantity? He said quantity, and they said why? And he said because quality is subjective.
That's a great point.
I'm like,
he wins. He wins on that one.
Like he got me with that one. I'm like,
I never had a reason behind why I thought it, but now he just gave me a reason.
Because that's very true. You might think a song is wonderful. She might think the song is okay. She might think it's the best song she ever heard.
Right.
She might think the song is hitting. Like
facts.
If you put out 12 songs, you know what I'm saying?
You bet. And if someone doesn't like it, it's still cool because they gave it a listen, and now they also have an opinion.
Yeah. So
it's cool even if somebody doesn't like it either. It's cool as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Circle back to the beginning of our conversation. I don't know if you want to put this out there, but so you mentioned that you were sick.
Yeah.
What's I've heard you rap about it before. I don't think you ever went into like.
See, you've heard music from me recently, cause this is a recent thing. So what you talking about? You've heard me. You've heard me rap about this.
It was a verse I heard. I don't know what it was. Now I can't think about it. But
was it the preheat?
Possibly. That was that. Okay, maybe. I can't because there's 2 records I can see the artwork. Or the preheat I think is one that comes to that's the last one, but there's another one also. I don't know, but explain. Talk to me. So what's put it out there if it hasn't been out there already. If you want to put it out there,
I'll put it out there. It's cool. So what year was that? 2014 when my mother had got sick.
Okay.
That's when I like backed away from the music, just to make sure she was okay and caretake for her.
Right.
I won't say exactly what it is, but as time went forward, I found out that it was a hereditary disease that she has. And I was told that I need to get checked out. I was told my sister needs to get checked out. I never went to go get checked out until I started having symptoms, and I went to the doctor.
Same thing.
Here we are 2 surgeries later. I need to get one more.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So the whole time when I was just like, man, I gotta make sure my mom good. I didn't even know that
it's affecting you at the same time.
Yeah.
And what is it? Is it a?
It's So she's. You know what? Yeah, I need to talk about it because we need to bring awareness to this shit because it's not even a well-known thing. Basically, it's called von Hippel-Lindau.
Okay.
VHL.
Got it. VHL.
And it creates tumors.
Wow.
And you have to be proactive in spotting them because you have to get them removed.
Okay.
But even when you get them removed, they still continue to create.
They can come back, or they fester, or what do you?
I mean, each tumor is different, but for the most part, they're benign tumors, meaning that they're not cancerous.
Okay.
But
nonetheless, you don't want to have a tumor attached to you.
Exactly. But if you leave it for a certain amount of time, some of them tumors can turn to cancer.
Okay.
Or just cause problems in your body that you don't want. If the tumor, you have to remove it.
The surgery was it the first time you ever had surgery? Get one of those removed?
Yeah.
Scary. Surgery scares the crap out of me. I never had it.
No, this is why it wasn't scary, because I've always had allergies.
Okay.
And I've always had crazy sinuses problem.
Gotcha.
So what happened was 2015, I could only breathe out of my right nostril.
Okay.
I couldn't breathe out of my left nostril at all.
There's a breathe lyric. There's a breathe bar that you put somewhere recently too.
And I was trying to figure out why can't I breathe out my left nostril? Like I would do this and it completely nothing.
Wow.
Like where this was all stopped up, I would snore real bad at night.
Oh.
And then I went to the doctor and that's just sinuses. They're like, oh, this is just a sinus thing. Like you just have to get sinus surgery.
Right.
So I got the first surgery, through my nose, just thinking that it was cool.
Okay.
It's crazy. If I like them 40 songs we talked about, if you hear it, I sound congested.
You can hear it.
I sound like I have a cold.
You think I would hear it?
Yes, you would most definitely hear it. But it's because, there's a tumor in my nose.
Right.
So when they went in to take it out, I'm thinking it's just a normal sinus thing. And after the first surgery, they're like, oh no, that's a tumor, dog. Like you gotta get another surgery. And then I just got the second surgery.
Okay.
And when I came out of that one, he told me
one more.
So
we're gonna pray this is the last one for sure. And
for sure.
Okay.
So basically, like when it's sinuses, like it's up here.
Okay.
And they can get it out endoscopically through your nose.
Right.
But he's like, the root of mine is over here.
Ooh. Okay.
So this next surgery I go through is going to be serious surgery. Like, I have to get my head cut into.
When is it supposed to happen? Do you know?
I'm postponing it.
2018.
I don't know.
But if you continue to postpone it, you got to get it done.
It has to. It definitely has to get done.
Okay.
But
you're gonna get it done. It's gonna be all good. You're gonna be good to go.
You know what it is I'm just worried about like the after effects.
Right.
Like I might have a scar across my head.
So you think it may not even be that bad? You use some cocoa butter, it might go away after like 3 weeks.
I might have to rock the mini fro.
Come on.
I might have to rock the Scully every time you see me.
Yeah, I mean it's a good look right now. You in here.
But I don't want to be bound to it. I ain't got the haircut today.
To what the
No, I'm just I'm waiting on him, the doctor, to brainstorm to come up with a more efficient way.
Well, he up there's gonna take care of all of it. So
for sure.
So before we get up out of here, Sims, by the way, prayers, blessings, it's all gonna be good.
Thank you, brother.
Speaking into existence, that's how I feel. And it's not a measure that's gonna be that you cannot jump over. You're gonna be good to go. We're gonna get some bars from you.
Okay.
Is that cool?
That's cool.
So I don't have headphones, so I'm going to just vibe out while you drop bars. You got headphones over there, right?
For sure.
So we're gonna plug them in. Right below the table. You got this.
This ain't my first time. I've been here before. I know where this go.
Facts. All right, you got it, player. Shoot. And you got this. You got this nerd beat, which I'm not hip to.
You haven't heard this song?
I haven't heard the song. I'm not gonna lie.
The first time I heard this song, I was like, Second time, I'm like,
Okay.
Then I'm like, yeah. I really like this song.
Okay. We go ahead and drop it.
Wait a minute.
You turned it down?
Wait a minute.
No, I'm saying.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
A little more volume.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm mapped out and tapped in, going for the gold. If it's silver, then I'm sorry, it's beneath me like I tap dance. Mr. I see through you niggas like a CAT scan. Else is only cool if your songs play on backspin. Yeah, I used to pack jams, Nasty's how I take a shorty in a leotard and really go and make her back bend and add her friend. This here's the sound off. Nigga, I balance this beam at you till I get a round off. Clearly, I mean trouble. Really, I mean subtle. I took a shot at this J-Mo and now I'm seeing double. Watch out for your fake friends. This one that's supposed to hold you down, but once they touch the red, they let go like they they seat buckles. They hands up like a roller coaster ride. Touch the top of the hill, they look the photo in the eyes. Once you go downhill, they start to show their true disguise. But they final destination when I throw them to the side. Now, I got more juice than Q, I got more juice than you, I got more juice than John. But clothes with no logos, don't rock designer. Y'all rock the Yeezys, I rock the Sambas. Yours been in college, yours been in your closet, mine's been in LA, New York, and on Collins. Yours was $300, mine was $50, but still two-step with bitches that's wearing Pradas. That's not no diss to the shoes or you. I'm just saying it's not what you got, but more what you do. Rick Dove told me that I only know to tell the truth, and if you bored playing games, then you don't have a clue. So sorry, you're in trouble. This is a monopoly. What you wanna connect for if you ain't buying property? Number one, oh no, cause it's not stopping me. Give Mika out of jail free card and an apology. Who's that nigga posing with black pinup, slowing like I'm in my mama basement, going at Tigger, and you can act for real twice, cause this beat is hella nice. Third time's a charm, thank God that I failed twice. Really dumb hot, my energy's unlocked. You tend to be unwatched, I'm finna be guns clock. My enemies unblocked, please watch me shine. And I wish y'all the best, just not this time. Fall.
Francis Fall, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, you really just wrote that. Yeah, you can tell. Free Meek, by the way.
Yeah, this is new current events.
Yo, they doing that man dirty.
Dirty. That's very dirty.
Dirty. Free Meek.
For popping willies.
Yeah. Right. I heard it was because they actually did not, because he actually did not include the judge's name in the song that he did. He wanted a shout out. Promise you.
Nigga, what?
Promise you, they did him that dirty. Promise you. Yo, before we get out of here, man, where can they follow you at?
At Francis Fall for you on everything.
And that's Francis Fall, the number 4.
The number 4 and the letter U.
Twitter, Instagram.
I
couldn't find you on Facebook a few weeks back.
I don't have a Facebook.
Nada, no more.
No,
not even like a like page, like a fan page.
I don't have Facebook no more.
Okay, all right. Well, just like that, Francis Fall.
And I have a Snapchat that I never log on to.
Be careful with that. Oh, you never on it though. You good?
I'll download it.
Okay, do it, please. Francis Fall for you. Same thing.
It's the same thing. What's your deal with social media? I don't really.
It's gotta be the same across all platforms. That way, if anybody searches you on one, they're like, oh, he might as well be the same, or she might as well be the same on the other one. Like they can find you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And you're an artist, B. Let them find you.
Yeah, I gotta get active.
Everybody be on the same thing, man.
I gotta get more active.
Get active, please.
I'm about to be like Mr. Hotspot.
Who's Mr. Hotspot?
You know who Mr. Hotspot is.
Mr. Hotspot.
My dude that be doing the videos. Oh, not it. Is that you? It's looking like you look.
Yeah, he be pucking his lips up in the
I like that.
Yeah. He made me smile one time for him.
There you go.
He did.
He made me smile one time.
He
funny,
got me.
man.
I'm not gonna lie, he got me, man. Shout out to Francis Fall. It's 98.5 KLUC, baby.
Make it shine.